it feels like ever since I was 10 or 11 that I've always had someone counting on me or depending on me to do or be a certain way. And it instilled a sense of maturity very early on, which I think contributed to being able to be a very, very young, successful husband. Because there were a lot of things that I had already learned by that time that a lot of people don't learn until later on. You know, different mindsets and mentalities toward how things are done and how things are handled. Didn't have it all together, of course, but having that level of maturity instilled in me at a very young age allowed room for me to get a head start on other areas of my life. You know, because I mean, you know, you look at our 19-year-old. You know, there's no way he would be prepared to take on the responsibility of a wife. Are you even supposed to be ready for that? Your brain is not even finished developing at 19. You know what I mean? The thought of being married for most people that young, 20-ish, whatever, is scary. I mean, and crazy. Why would I do that? But in my head, I just felt like I could do it. You know? And I knew I wanted to. And I know when I made the decision to get married, I knew that I only planned on doing it one time. And so in my head, you know, I'm going to get married one time. If this doesn't work out, I'm not getting married no more. You know, because I felt like I was equipped to deal with it. I didn't know if I was or not. I just felt like I was. You know, the lion is the king of the jungle because he thinks he is. But there are other animals much bigger and stronger and heavier that could take him out, that he has to be careful with. But still, king of the jungle. But anyway, I felt like I could do it. And decided to go ahead and make it happen. And here we are.
So the influence from a child, the influence from your mother from a child, from starting out as what seemed to have been unfair, was actually something that stabilized you throughout the years, and in marriage and as a father. So that's good.
It gave me, the experience gave me the tools to be able to apply to other things. Because
that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, the reason she was doing all that, you know, she had her own reasons. You know, she always wanted me to be the child that took care of her in her old age. And, you know, I was of the seven of us, you know, I was the administrative child. You know, our conversations were more business-like, you know, like informal business type meetings. Kind of. I mean, you know, we would have casual conversations, and disagreements here and there. But by and large, our relationship and our communication style was based on strategy, long-term planning, and making sure that what she instilled in me stuck. Even as I got married and you know, entered into adulthood, she would still ask me some of the same questions
Mm-hmm.
uh, that she used to ask me.
Mm-hmm.
When I get old and can't bathe myself anymore, will you be ashamed to bathe me or take care of me and all that? No, not at all. I've always promised you I would do that. And when she did finally get to that point, uh, you know, I clocked in at day one.
Mm-hmm.
She needed a bath, and I gave her a bath. Day one.
Mm-hmm.
From when she had the stroke. So that's what that was her mission, was to make sure that I was competent and equipped to take care of her. That's what it was. And the residual effect of what she instilled in me allowed me to kind of accelerate my own personal timeline in my life of, getting things started sooner that would have possibly otherwise happened much later.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't get married until they're almost 30.
Mm-hmm. And some men don't mature until they get about 30.
Exactly. That's what she was trying to make sure happened. I was the go-to kid whenever there's a problem, something needs to be fixed or set up or put together, or
Mm-hmm.
come check on this or log in and see what's going on with my money or whatever. I was that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was giving me the practice to be able to be responsive and consistent with it,
Mm-hmm.
and to always be prepared to take care of business and not be caught off guard.
What about the things, if you want to talk about the things that were negative? One of the things that experiences, even if it wasn't mom or whoever, one of the experiences as growing up has impacted your life, from a child to a teenager to an adult to a married man to a father, grandfather.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I have been very fortunate in that I was provided with a great number of examples of what not to do.
Would you like to
Yeah.
give an example?
Yeah. A person can spend their entire lives dealing with something and not know what it is, where it comes from, or how to deal with it effectively until much later on. And, I dealt with a fair amount of narcissist behavior from other people, and my mom being one of them. And there are different, when you study that, and when you immerse yourself into the intricacies of that disorder, you understand that it has a lot of different layers and a lot of different tentacles, different ways it can go.
Mm-hmm.
And I've dealt with quite a few of them with, certain people throughout my life. And at the time when I was younger, I didn't know what it was. So you can spend a lifetime, constantly explaining yourself and
Mm-hmm.
defending yourself and
Mm-hmm.
defending your position on things, and people pulling the rug out from under you, acting like they agree with you one minute and the next minute they're on your case about something, and you're trying to explain and make sure they understand and make sure you're not misunderstood. And, it's exhausting. And I did it for a long, 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 long time, not knowing that that's what it was. And, it took adulthood and almost going to therapy about it, to really try to figure out what is going on. What is this? What is this I'm dealing with? This person is sending me 6 mixed messages. They say they love me, but they're not acting like they do. But it's intermittent though. And so what is this that I'm dealing with here? And after some research and watching videos and learning some skills of how to deal with it, I have been able to effectively manage my exposure to that type of behavior. It's interesting that part of the growth process in life is that in order to be reborn, in order to evolve and mature in any area, certain things have to die.
Right.
And there is a version of me that died several years ago. There's a version of me that got killed by the narcissistic behavior that I was exposed to. Just like these trees out here.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, these trees looked just like this last January when we were here. But if we were to ever come in June or July, all of this would look completely different. Because it has to go through this process in order to be ready for the next growth season. Limbs, there's no one caring for these woods. It has to care for itself. There's a branch right there that is rotting. I don't know if it's termites or just what it is, but eventually that's going to fall off to make room for new branches. New branches are already around it. You know what I mean? So parts of me died when I experienced.
But it was necessary.
It was necessary, yeah. As a requirement of my growth, those areas died. And I handle that behavior much differently than I used to. I had to learn that I am worth protecting. I am worth, self preservation, and access to me is extremely valuable.
Right.
And if you cannot handle the responsibility of having access to me, whether you are mother, brother, sister, family member, friend, it doesn't matter. If you can't handle the responsibility of having access to me, then you will not have access to me. It's that simple. Life is too short to be constantly frustrated by someone who knows where all of your buttons are and can press them anytime they feel like it. Like you are a game that they play.
Right.
I am able to detect that errant behavior more readily, more immediately
Mm-hmm.
and take the evasive action necessary to protect myself and my mental health. I'm not explaining myself to you. I'm not defending my opinion to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you misunderstand, it's because you chose to. Because
Right.
I explained that in a manner that a 5-year-old would understand. So
Right.
you are choosing to misunderstand. And if you have a problem with me, go have it over there. That's growth.
It's great.
I love you, but stay over there.
Mm-hmm. I love you from wherever you are.
Right. But I don't owe people. I'm saying me. I don't owe anybody my peace.
It's true.
You can't afford me.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, you can't afford me.
Mm-hmm.
So, took a long time to get there, but I am there.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. And you got to be careful with folks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to be careful with people because there are a lot of people out there like that. You know, friends, family, whatever.
Subtle. Mm-hmm.
You know, there are overt
Mm-hmm.
narcissists and there are covert narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people that say they're your friend, but they're not really your friend.
Right.
You know, and they don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to prosper. When they tell you, good luck, go break a leg, they really want you to break your leg.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they can talk about how you fail.
Exactly.
And as mature adults, what we have to learn how to do is hush, be
Mm-hmm.
quiet. Don't tell everybody what's going on.
Right.
Sometimes God is trying to hide you, and you're so busy trying to be seen
Mm-hmm.
that you mess up what
Right.
was going to happen.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
stop telling everybody all your moves, and
Mm-hmm.
stop advertising, you know, what you're doing and what you're working on and stuff, because not everybody's happy for you, and some of them are right in your face.
Right. Right.
Anything you say can and will be used against you by some people. You gotta be
Exactly.
careful with that. Don't tell people what you're working on or what you're going to do.
Sure.
Let them find out what you got done.
Mm-hmm.
Let them hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
Because what happens is if you allow those that are close to you, you have to be careful that you don't give them a seat at the table of your success.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, a lot of people will use that against you. Oh, I remember when you was trying to get that going. I remember when you were struggling to get that business off the ground, and and all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes you just need to let the business do what it's going to do, and reach out for the support that you want, because the farther out you go, usually the more support you get. A lot of people close to you, family and friends, aren't going to support you because they don't really believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you find yourself, begging for or expecting their support and you don't get it, then you set up room to be resentful
Mm-hmm.
toward them when they don't. So get your support from where you can get it from, but don't depend
Mm-hmm.
on or expect people close to you, friends, family, whatever, to support your dreams. They won't always do that, and you can't hold it against them. Your responsibility is to go be successful anyway,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that when they see it or read about it and they weren't a part of it, then they have no ownership in your success.
Mm-hmm.
You did it without them. You did it anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.